must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Good morning, Africa. Good morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for watching us this morning, Friday, 28th of August, the year of our Lord, 2020. Thank you very much for watching Punchline Africa Television, the only television in Africa that talks about Africa, that looks what ails Africa, what destroys Africa. Why doesn't the military come to take you over? Why don't you listen to the cries of other experts and live in time or do what they are supposed to be done? Africa, we have a problem. Why do you want to rush when there is COVID-19? They solve the problem first. Why do you change several tongues? Talk about this tongue, that tongue. You say you don't want the constitution in 2010. They want to clean it in 2020. You say, no. What type of people are we having? What cavalier? That's the best English word, cavalier. What do we have here? We have a man with too many faces. Can this man be trusted to be a leader? I will leave it to you, the panel. Good morning, Miriam, in the studios in Nairobi, miles and miles away from wherever I am, the political command center. I'm Dr. David Nyakorach Matanga. Thank you.
A very good morning to you, Doctor. Today you're very fired up. And yes, I did watch that interview last night of our Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, and I'm sure it will form basis of our conversation this morning. Thank you so much. And on the other side, Doctor, you can introduce the rest.
Thank you very much. The rest in Malindi, the coastal town, one of the best towns with the weather. Can you, Karen, before I introduce you? Okay, let me introduce you first, Karen Josephs. First of all, tell us the weather in Malindi, please.
Good morning, Dr. Matanga. Good morning, Miriam and Professor Jared. Here at Malindi, it's very sunny and we expect it to be so for the rest of the day. And the temperatures today will range from 23 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius. It's now 10:41 and it's at 28 degrees Celsius and it's very sunny. At 11 a.m. we'll have it at 28 degrees Celsius, still mostly sunny. At noon, it will be 29 degrees Celsius. At 1 p.m., it will be 29 degrees Celsius, and it will be 28 degrees Celsius from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Then at 4 p.m. it will be at 27 degrees Celsius, still mostly sunny. And then the humidity right now is at 63%. So that's how it is from Malindi. Back to you, Miriam and Dr. Matsanga with Professor Jared.
Thank you very much. The weather in Nairobi is 19 degrees Celsius. And on Saturday, it will remain at the same degrees, the same on Sunday. There will be some sunshine tomorrow in the morning hours. Monday, the same with clouds. Tuesday, we shall have sunshine. We are now jumping towards Tuesday will be 1st of September. The sun begins to cross, and I want anybody who can answer this will get 500 shillings punch airtime. Thank you very much. The person who answers this, during the month of August and September, between September and December, the sun crosses which tropical of what? That's the answer. I want the answer that you get your 500 shillings bundles. It's very easy, but very complicated. I studied geography, and it is here. Yes, that's why we are seeing on Tuesday, the weather in Nairobi. Don't wear your jacket. it will be very hot and sunny throughout the day. The sun is crossing over to the tropical of... Miriam, I'm waiting for you.
Tropic of what? Capricorn or
Professor,
Cancer?
I'm waiting for you. Anybody? Teacher? Yeah, okay, let me simplify for you. There's Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn.
Yes.
Where is the sun crossing? In September? Yes.
You want an answer?
Yes.
We have Capricorn, Cancer, Equator, Cancer.
Where is the sun? One answer.
Cancer.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There's Capricorn, Equator, equinoxes. Am I getting better? Equinoxes. When the sun meets the earth, what? Unaona? Then there is Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer, then Equator.
Equator in the middle.
Equator in the middle. Thank you very much. Let's tune to the tropical of all tropics. We are in the tropics. In fact, usually when I'm driving towards Malava to go and check on my few businesses, now the railway is moving towards there. I don't want my plot to be stolen. Mr. Mashamba might have moved towards there. So I always stop at where the equator is, up here in the forest. You can even see on Tuesday, you can witness that the other part of Naivasha is different from the other part of this hospital, Kajabe, near Kajabe Hospital. They are different.
Kijabe.
And thank you very much. Let's move to the topic. To the topics today, the legend, the trend, the legacy trend. We want to look at it. Have we fought corruption? Good enough. But before we go to there, let Miriam break us down and give us the good figures. It looks like we are coming on the top of the hill, and we are about to start going down to flatten the curve. Are we? While some countries, the curve is becoming, the ones that said they had a lot of measures. At the end of the day, Jermaine, I think Kenya would have the best policy of handling this thing of COVID-19. The situation in Uganda and Rwanda is now worrying more than it was before. That Kenya seemed to be, it has now narrowed it down, and the people, either people have kept quiet and gone home or something. Miriam, give us the figures.
All right, very well. In Kenya this morning, the total confirmed cases in the country stands at 33,389 cases, and the death toll is 567. Recoveries right now is at 19,368. Uganda, 2,676 cases. The death toll is 28. Recoveries is 1,268. And South Africa, 618,286 cases. The death toll is 13,628. And recoveries right now in South Africa stands at 531,338. And then Rwanda, there the figures are at 3,672. 15 people have died in Rwanda, and recoveries right now stands at 1,863. And the total cases in the continent this morning stands at 1,211,827 cases. And the death toll in the continent is at 28,611. And recoveries is at 942,318. And of course, the global cases right now are at 24.6 plus million cases there.
Thank you very much. Are we doing better, Karen?
Yes, we're doing better compared to where we were some few months ago. From January it was worse. So we have moved a step compared to where we're coming from, Dr.
Thank you very much. Professor, today we are hitting quick.
God has heard our prayers, and if it continues, this one will continue to give God the glory.
Thank you very much. Back to Miriam. The news headlines.
All right.
Raila's confession. Let me start with this. And I want to make it very clear that His Excellency, the Right Honorable Minister, is saying about a second exit, because the first exit into Uganda was clandestine. So there are many people asking questions. This is 1991, but the first one in 1982, August. I believe he himself will write the book one day, not other people to write it. And as I've told you, our commanders and our late president is not here. Therefore, we cannot start writing when you have not been given a command. But the 1991 confession is correct. He found me in Paris when he had just landed in Norway. But 1982 was different. Again, the same people of Busia. You see, Busia has been a saving ground for His Excellency, the Right Honorable Prime Minister. And it was then the late Muse who asked our President, Milton Obote, to accept him, because Nyerere refused, because the leader of the coup flew with the Kenyan jet into Tanzania. And then Mugabe said, I cannot, we have just got independence. The whites will not accept. So many people on the African continent were not able to give the family protection. We gave protection the first time. The second time, Museveni gave protection. Thank you very much, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and others. And I thank you very much, President Milton Obote, 1982. Because of that, Moi hated us. In 1985-86, February, he put us on a cargo plane and dropped us in Tanzania and Dar es Salaam. But we have healed. With my president, the late Obote, we were picked from Muthaiga, from the house of the late Chief Justice Mwendwa, bundled. We are not even told to carry a dress, not a short, not a shirt, not an underwear. But we are dropped in Dar es Salaam. Nyerere refused us while the plane was in air. Kaunda picked us, but some of us smuggled ourselves out of Tanzanian airport. Miriam, walai ya Mungu. Asante Mungu. Mungu moja, haki ya Mungu. Mungu moja. I will preach one day. Hallelujah. I think ordain me, Mr. Bishop. Mungu moja. How miraculously can one become a porter at the airport in Dar es Salaam and disappear? And then return to Namanga and enter Kenya again. Oh, miracles, isn't it? God is great.
All the time.
Thank you very much, God. Today, I will never mourn. And how great it is, Miriam, to have found myself again face to face with the former Prime Minister during the Kibaki days. This time, as refugees, without food. If you don't have a shilling, you can't have chips. But again, how great is it today? I am humbled. It's because there is one word that Miriam, you take it from me. That's why Raila Odinga has lived. Raila Amolo Odinga does not have vengeance, does not have revenge. Go to heaven and ask Angel Gabriel. That man has no revenge. But this guy, the guy of yesterday has revenge. The guy who talked yesterday, you can hear his tone. Miriam, it has connotations of revenge and violence. The earlier Kenyans distinguish that the better. It's not for me to say, but Raila Odinga, with what he went through, there's one word that I copied from there. And I also became very strong man. The star kept on shining. Can you believe that when you reach Britain, a foreign secretary called Robin Cook just looks at you. You have been sent on attachment as an intern. I was sent as an intern in the Labour Party. Miriam, Robin Cook said this guy is very bright. I analyzed something about Africa. He said he's very bright, this one. Let him be in my office. This is 1997, though. 1996, 97. I started being an intern in the Labour Party. They sent me for secondment. Robin Cook from there. 1998. 97, we won an election. Miraculously. Do you know where I end? A humble man from those good mountains who has suffered jiggers, who has worked so hard, walked with socks, no shoes, torn pants. The man said, you are the man in charge of Africa policy. Do we travel together? Huh? I said, this is good. That's how I ended up in Bosnia, when the war of Bosnia and Belgrade and Yugoslavia. In a nutshell, my people, one word always gives you, don't revenge. Don't have vengeance. Don't think of going to punish. Look at Museveni. I always pray for him. But if I tell you on this TV what I have been done, the TV will break down to tears. All of us. But you pray. When he comes here, give him respect. It's all right. And I'm here. I'm here. I did not know I could meet Benazir Bhutto. I could not meet Sir Max Clifford, who never wanted to miss me every Saturday at his house in Slough, in London. He taught me one thing. Professor, he said, always look for hard clients. Don't look for soft clients. You remember when Princess Diana died and the British people said something, foul play had been played. They wanted the Arab owner of Harrods to be removed from London. The man who went to defend Fayyad. I was one of those clerical officers in that team. He grew me up. I'm a strong man. I went to, from there, I went to Sky News. Interview of 25,000 applicants. Have you seen the star of Raila in me? Resilience, forgiveness. In the train when I was going, I was saying, Father, 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 even the tears came. You died and left me. I don't know where to go. Help me to get this job. Out of 25,000, Miriam, 25,000 English, white, Jamaicans, yellow, Chinese. Niliwagonga, I got it. Even those who speak, wow, like they have snakes, snails in the, whoa. No, I won. When I reached home, my wife asked me, you look different. I said, how? You look bubbly. I said, yes, maybe something is coming. In the morning, a letter from Sky News arrived. You have been offered a job as a senior consultant of Sky News for the entire Africa. Why, Miriam, the weight was not like this. I wanted to slide on the stairs and maybe break one hand of joy. But that is why I'm talking about this. Is, you know what? Don't revenge. I saw the speech of the Deputy President last night. It's full of malice. It's full of a man who is under pressure, a man who is defeated, a man who can do anything. There are several sides of that speech. Miriam will guide us and then we go through it. Thank you. Before we come for a few minutes to our main topic of corruption and the fight against corruption. That one summarizes the Standard newspaper of Raila Amolo Odinga.
All right, very well. So that is the headlines there of the Standard newspaper, Raila's confession. And then down there, Obado and family locked up in the cells, a weekend in custody. Magistrate declines to release Migori governor, his 4 children and business associates after being charged with stealing millions of shillings from the county there. I think this is a story we also covered yesterday. Professor, we've seen a lot of cases of, complaints before of the small fish being the ones that, the rule of law really goes and operates very quickly to get them, answer to some of these charges. But now we see a big fish like the governor of Migori and a few other cases that have been prosecuted in the recent past. Is there some hope of us as a country winning the war against corruption with such high profile, arrests, and hopefully the prosecution will go ahead and see what will happen from there?
Now, Miriam, we are in a war in fighting corruption. This is one of the petros that we have won in our war. Let us see how the wheel of justice will grind, and I hope that the spirit should be very fast, so that we can be able to nab them. That's what I have to say there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now it's in the hands of the court. Let us see how the judiciary will be. And one of the things here, and I know Dr. will find me very close, because even if I don't like your rights are your rights. Have someone to court, have all the evidence. I don't want to hear from prosecution ever now and again that they want to go and investigate more. I want someone, once it's in court, the case starts, and then you are dispensed immediately.
All right, very well, Karen, with such a high profile arrest over corruption and all we've been seeing in the recent past, finally, are we, can we have hope that the war on corruption is on the right course and perhaps we'll win this war?
Yes, I can say there's hope, because some few days ago I said for us to fight corruption, then we need to begin from the top. And I can see that happening. The investigations, they are doing so well, they're on course. So yes, there's hope. Though we want to see them, we want to see justice prevail. But as for the investigations, they are doing perfectly well.
All right, very well, and we turn our attention to the Daily Nation. At the front page is there. The headline says, a COVID graft, Mochache on the spot. Testimony KEMSA chiefs throw the health principal secretary under the bus, claiming she ordered the agency to exclusively procure COVID-19 related supplies from specific farms and set prices. Appearing before MPs over the alleged loss of billions of shillings, the management absolved itself from any wrongdoing, also the intrigues behind the reshuffle that never was. Doctor, I did not know these principal secretaries had so much power to make key decisions in a ministry without even consulting with the CS.
Yeah, we are investigating those powers. I'm a very honest man. And I know I've already got a clue. For me, I told you, anytime this lady comes to read this thing, I feel so scared. And every time Miriam, I say, no, you are against. You can look at the face of a person. I was taught, in my last class, I was taught morphology. Morphology. The posturing of the body language, the body, the wearing, the hair. When you want to attack an animal, you know, you look at the hair, you look whether you will get a positive answer or negative. Some of us are experts in that. That's why we die with our own pride. There are people you cannot even try to ask. There are people you can ask. There are people who are dangerous. There are people whose fraudulent activities can be seen in the way they comb the hair and they tie the hair and the way they laugh and the way they come and the way they sit on the table to handle the fork. Unaona huyu mama siwezi kukaa naye miaka mbili. Huyu ataniletea shida. Then it is for sure. That's why some of us are nice. You choose the right wife. She never gives you headache. Lakini iko watu wengine. Look at the former prime minister. If he had not chosen the right wife, where would he be? How much has he suffered? How much did he suffer? Plus his good heart, when he came out, he never went to look for those who made him to suffer. He has never even hated them. Do you know some of them who betrayed him are working with him now? That is the spirit. This lady here, for me, I think President Uhuru Kenyatta should attend, make public consultation on people. I knew there was something that was not right. And I wrote early in February. You remember after my first letter in February, Professor, you are on this show. And Miriam, what did I say? I said this COVID money is going to be a killer point for Kenya. I said it. And Miriam has been repeating, saying, we have been saying it here. We knew how much money has been collected. Who is collecting the money? In fact, we are discussing Mwangi, Mr. Mwangi, who had paid 300 million. You remember? I cautioned that this money is not being well utilized. And I said, the way Kenya is handling this thing will create a problem. not on the disease. The curve will flatten, but there will be ramifications. Which the curve is going to flatten, but there will be ramifications. And they are here now. They are here, you see. She has been thrown on the bus. She authorized because this minister was new. Mutahi Kagwe is just a new man who has just arrived from Mukurweni constituency. Having been a senator and failed to be the governor of Nyeri, he arrived in the ministry. People started, Mafia said, we shall play this new man. They played him. They played him. But since group, fine, 21 days are coming to an end. Walaya Mungu shall get it.
And I think right now they're remaining about, 18 days there. So a push and pull within President Uhuru Kenyatta's inner circle over how to punish health ministry officials linked to COVID-19 scandals led to the recall of a press statement announcing changes in government on Wednesday evening. With the government under pressure over the multi-billion shilling scams, Mr. Kenyatta expected to act after ordering the investigations into the cases being concluded in 21 days. But even before his speech on Wednesday, there was a speculation that the head of state was going to reshuffle his executive after directing all cabinet secretaries to take a 14 break 2 weeks ago. Now the reshuffle never took place, but on Wednesday evening, just a few hours before the end of the 14-day break by cabinet, 2 circulars were leaked from the State House that showed changes within the Ministry of Health. They were quickly reversed, creating confusion. It is said that Mr. Kenyatta, fed up with the noise about corruption at the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, desired to make changes without lot of fanfare. So President Kenyatta, we can see his heart is really at the right place. He wanted this, how he wants to do things. And sometimes this how the people around him, some influence around him perhaps, and not very in agreement with what the president wants to do. So the president, from the story we are reading now on page 5 of the Daily Nation, was concerned over these corruption scandals that have been happening. And so he really wanted to make very quick changes. But there was a push and pull within his inner circle there. I don't know, maybe the people who, I'm not sure. And so the president did not want this to turn into another, power struggle or anything like that. So that reshuffle, the circular that had been seen a few times in the media was recalled back. Prof, what do you make of this?
Miriam, corruption in its ugly face fights back. And the fact that the president did not make changes, he was properly advised. Because if you proceed to make changes and there are no investigations, we may lose the case. As Dr. Masanga said, let us wait for those 21 days. We are doing the 18 days remaining, and then we will be able to take action. So, of course, you never rule out that those who might have branded may also be fighting back and causing confusion. But to me, as I've said, if you ask me now, or you ask someone else, how much money has been stolen, Miriam? Nobody will give you an answer. So the best we can do, let's wait for the 21 days we get investigation. And Miriam, if you have gone through the papers, it is not only KEMSA. KEMSA is showing the highest in the tip in the iceberg. There is a lot of road on COVID-19, and there should be special audit in all government departments and ministries, so that we can get the revelation of what has taken place. So, Miriam, you have seen even the control of budgets, what she has said. Even governors, they have done terrible and horrible things. So, Miriam, that's how corruption behaves, and if you are not steady, it can sweep you off.
All right, so there's somebody here, an employee at the Ministry of Health, who was quoted as saying, in line with that reshuffle and the scandal that is going on, this employee is quoted as saying, most of us don't know who we are answering to. We don't know whether the new appointees are coming or Mochache is still the overall principal secretary there. And we know Mochache there, the PS in the Ministry of Health, is really mentioned now and is embroidered in this corruption at KEMSA. Would it be right for her to perhaps step aside so that to allow investigations, and when she's cleared, she can come back? Karen.
Karen is off.
Okay, Doc. Will it be proper for her to step aside and then to give way to, the speedy investigations, and then if she's cleared, she can come back, she can resume office?
She can go and dig. Why should she come back?
If she's not found guilty.
No, go and do some other things. Please, a country like Somalia cannot beat Kenya in sentencing thieves.
I know. Somalia has done very well.
I swear, they have the guy in charge of COVID-19 was almost going to be put on firing squad. He's 7 years in jail for misappropriating. Do you know how much? $87,000.
Yeah.
Only. Here we are talking about
billions.
How much money got lost?
Billions.
And we are still playing with people showing us our hairstyle. Hairstyle, my fault. Hiki to me naambia President, His Excellency, Mr. President, hii watu wasukume waende. You can run these 2 years, these ministries, yourself. We've trusted the PS, the people you know who will help you to finish your legacy. Don't carry a burden of 21 men. You are not pleasing anybody in Jerusalem. Jesus did not enter with any disciple. Katonda yayingira mu kanisa ye Yerusalemu yeka teyayingira na muntu yenna. Mungu aliingia nyumbani ya Yesu aliingia nyumbani ya baba yake peke yake. Bado ingia na mtu yetu mwingine aliingia peke yake. He entered alone. He swept out beggars, borrowers, launderers, adulterers, taxmen, like Zachariah and so on. They were all swept out. Toward. Mr. President, these guys will let you down. And tomorrow they are going to laugh at you. I used to tell Mugabe, when I went to Mugabe's, that in Europe they wanted to kill me because of you. But go and put a transition. Mugabe went and told his wife. His wife became the transition government. Instead of telling his, look, if there is chaos, there is very big chaos in these ministries. They are the people who have killed the legacy of His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. All the people arrested whose records are at the DCI, you can check them. There is nobody who did not write that the money was given to Mr. X. You want the hand to go up again? I've seen the records. So don't ask me how. Go and ask your God.
Okay. And speaking about corruption, Doctor, Haji targets Manduku Jumwa in graft probe. That is on page 6 of the Daily Nation, by ordering the arrest of Malindi Member of Parliament Aisha Jumwa and former Kenya Ports Authority Manager Director Managing Director of Public, Daniel Manduku, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Nordin Haji, yesterday appeared to be opening a new wave of arrests targeting some hitherto powerful individuals. Despite completion of investigations, the two cases have been pending at the ODPP, creating bad blood between the Directorate of Criminal Investigations officers led by George Kinoti and those from Haji's office. Now, the seeming delayed action by the Director of Public Prosecutions tested the collaboration between the two agencies. Mr. Kinoti insisted that he had finished the investigations, and yet the ODPP was holding the files. But yesterday, and in separate statements, Mr. Haji ordered the arrest of Dr. Manduku and Ms. Jumwa over corruption and fraud. The first question, Doctor, we see there. DCI, the DCI and the DPP, there seems to be back on a good working relations, which you've said here time and time again is very important for this country if we were to win the war against corruption. And also, Aisha Jumwa has been on the other side of the law for quite a while now, and now we see here he's facing charges against corruption there over money that was meant for CDF in Malindi that is said to have misappropriated in a tune of 57.7 million Kenya shillings. Professor, before Doctor comes in, yes.
What did I tell you here? I told you. Oh, Professor was the one coming?
No, it's okay. Just finish up and then he'll come after you then. It's okay.
I had said we shall work behind closed doors, make the two work. They are working. I'm very happy about the events that have exonerated the DCI. My friend Kinoti was right. He had got this guy, and there was no way this guy was going to escape. Now, the behind-the-scenes dialogue is very important. You remember my piece that I wrote? It is there on the legacy trade. I said we are fed up of these public spats. It kills our efforts, like us who are hated more than the corruption itself. You know, our television is hated because it brings the truth. Professor, myself, Miriam, and all of us, we are hated people because we talk the truth. So it puts us in an awkward position. I said somebody must talk to these two younger men. And thank you, that person. Thank you very much, sir. They are working together. Next, Moses Kuria.
You have a chop.
Anybody who touched CDF, I swear, there is nobody going to survive. Do you know? If the president didn't know, CDF, people created the companies to their children and the brothers and the sisters. All these MPs, we shall leave the parliament empty. So, let the president here, the parliament is going to be empty. The only money that's why you see these guys have concubine, a fleet of concubines. They drink up to morning. They don't leave nightclub floors. You know, there is a time you dance and sit down a bit. But some MPs don't leave the floor. They go with 4 women on the floor, fighting on the floor. Bouncers are coming to rescue MP. Mheshimiwa. Look at that money from CDF. Imekurwa walai. Have you seen some of them talking now? Hey, they have got, they are trying even to finish. Dindi Nyoro cannot even speak now. Echungwa cannot speak. For you to be elected and opposed, you must be doing something above others MPs, isn't it?
Yes.
So what was this? If the money was not coming from George Soros, where was the money coming from? Companies. You create a company, give it to your relative, goes to trade and buy containers, then come and give the profit to CDF to build a smaller house, a smaller office, then call the deputy president to open smaller toilet looking like a classroom. Aisha Juma in Malindi, where my sister comes from. I think she's your aunt. Is she related to you? Don't, Madam, don't become Paul. You know, don't become Peter now. No, I know she's not related to you. You are from a different position. I know. Now, Miriam, if the trend goes the way it is going, my dear sister,
then we have hope.
Or, yeah, we shall have no MPs. What Wemekura, they have eaten this money.
Very well. And Professor, we've seen a lot of these high profile cases. A lot of times it has been a circus when you see them being arrested and taken to the EACC and all that, and the media and the sensationalization that comes around these cases. So sometimes it's just, I mean, Kenyans were just tired of the drama. But I've seen how they've been working behind the scenes and quietly, and now we've been told, okay, we have been investigating and we found this money has been lodged, so we are preferring charges over this and that, so they'll be facing the law. Is this how perhaps, you know, these investigative agencies, especially that are mandated with helping, you know, fight corruption in the country, just working behind the scenes without necessarily trying to sensationalize anything in the media, like this one they've done with this case? Is it the proper way of going about it, so that we're not able to politicize too much these corruption cases like we've seen in the past?
Miriam, the happy person is me. This morning, from what I've seen in the papers, I say that no agency, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, they cannot fight corruption alone. Neither will be the Director for Public Prosecution, neither Director for Criminal Investigation. Those people have to work hand in hand, and they have to compare notes. And should they find that one of them has done a mistake or has gone overboard, you know, we are human beings and we can make mistakes. They can easily call among themselves, among the sectoral agents meetings, and they can be able to sort out. Because the Director for Criminal Investigation can do investigations, and the Director for Prosecution can say it is not complete. I'm happy now that they can be able to read from the same script. And what we need to do, Miriam, the Constitution and the people of Kenya have given them work to do to fight corruption. Let us not give due delays on them that they have to do this. I hope let us give them ample time. And you know, corruption is not politics that you do this, you report, you do this, you report. You must be able to conclude. See the one for Obado. It has taken time. See the one for Manduku, the Dr. Manduku. It has taken time. See the one for Aisha Juma. You know, corruption and how these people do, Miriam. It is not that you pickpocket from the pocket. It is so complex. It goes, you transfer from this account to the other account. So they need to gather evidence so that they can stand the test of time. Because when you take someone to court, you take someone to court with evidence. And I'm happy that I'm seeing this one happening. And what I want to say that if politics will be just be aside, I'm sure we are yet to see. And the way Dr. Manduku, Dr. Masanga said, Miriam, if you have been given the money for the people of Kenya, member of parliament, the governor, the CS, what? The CEO of why do you turn it for personal gain? we should follow you. And now the eyes are on the judiciary. And I can see now, Miriam, the way Dr. Masanga said, I can see why those bills of tracking the cases in the court of corruption, why it is lying in the parliament. They know if they pass that law, within 6 months of them, they will be spending from committee. But let me just hope that corruption can kill a country. It's a cancer. It will interfere with the records of the president because he wants this to be done. Money is given and it's not being done. So, Mr. President, thank you with the Prime Minister for identifying corruption as one of the 9-point agenda that we want to deal in the BBI. And I'm happy. And I want to say that those people from the other side, the one who have been shouting about KEMSA, they should not now say that our people are now targeted. These are the cases which have been going, and now the investigation are concluding. Once they are over, we see them being taken to court. That is a very positive thing, Miriam.
Yes, and of course that economic crimes bill has been lying in Parliament since June. I think it went through the first reading and since then nothing much. And it touches so much on things that might affect them. So yes, Doctor has a point there. And now as Kenyan citizenry who really wants to see some seriousness in this, now we're stranded. Where can we go? Because Parliament are the ones who formulate these laws. And so we are left here. We hope they will do the right thing. All right. So Karen, even as we conclude on that matter, MP Aisha Juma, they're finding herself in trouble.
Karen comes in.
Yes.
There are reports emerging, and I would like Mr. Ageyo to clarify on this. Mr. Ageyo, you are a very senior journalist in this country, and we protect the right of journalists. Were you assaulted yesterday? Were you assaulted? There's a very serious case which alleges assault by Mr. Ageyo. You are the only one to clear the air. We are not going to broadcast it, but it has just come information. After your meeting, were you assaulted? We are fellow journalists, and we want to ask very serious questions. Where you was Mr. Ageyo, you are watching us and listening to us. You are a very senior member of the journalist fraternity. Were you thrown down on the floor and assaulted and rescued by friends who have already now released this type of information to the public? Have you reported to the police about the assault that you got? Thank you.
All right. So since this information that has not been confirmed with Joe Ageyo, we'll just leave that right there. So
we can't say anything. But we are only asking if Ageyo sir comes up to say he was arrested, he was assaulted. If he says no, we had an argument, because I'm told the argument started with the questions that they had agreed earlier. Ageyo did a coup while he was on tape. So there was that disagreement. It has just come here as we are talking. Thank you.
So speaking of which, on the Star newspaper on the front page is there, DP Ruto, I'll dump Jubilee Party ahead of 2022 elections. And that story is on page, I'm trying to see, on page 2 here of the Star newspaper. And I think that stems from that interview that our Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, had yesterday with Joe Ageyo. And it says, Deputy President William Ruto has given the clearest indication yet that he is done with the Jubilee Party and and will be seeking a new outfit for 2022. In an interview with The Star on Thursday, Ruto said he was working to solve the issues facing Jubilee, but he was ready to consider other options. And he's quoted as saying, "When the president disagreed with KANU, he formed TNA, and when I was done with ODM, I formed URP. In politics, there are always options, and I will employ them at the right time." So, Joe Argeo, I remember, because I stayed up late yesterday. I have to clap for myself. And I watched the whole interview because it was important. And the DP was asked particularly about that question, but he could not give a lot of questions. He could not give very clear answers, so I was left very confused. But on this one, he said he will cross that river when he gets there, when he was asked why can't he just resign from a Jubilee party. Prof, did you watch that interview?
I watched that, Miriam, and I knew it will form part of our discussion. Miriam.
So we were doing some homework.
Yeah. Okay. So Miriam, this is what I have to tell the president. You were buddies with the deputy president. You have worked, but now it has reached that you cannot work. Call him as a gentleman, ask him to just you release him so that he continues with 2022. It's not with you. And there's no point telling us that you will cross there. You have to say that he has no work to do. Why should you remain? And Miriam, we should know what kind of money did he put in the campaign for Jubilee from 2013 and where they are.
Oh, he said he has invested so much of himself there.
So the best he can do, Miriam, as guy, if you are a principal, release this guy because his mind, everything else is in 2022. You heard him clearly saying, Jubilee has been taken, I don't know, by conmen, by peace bodies, by fraudsters. And I looked at the deputy president, I said, my God, is he hearing what he's saying, or there's something which is disturbing him? So the deputy president, to be very brief, Miriam, is not with the president, and the sooner he gets released so that he goes to concentrate for 2022, the better, because it's not in Jubilee. He cannot, because I saw him going to KCC when they were trying to do away with the members of committees in the parliament. The chairman, he was there. He was in the State House. So he cannot come and turn around and then you say that it has been taken by the conmen, peace bodies, fraudsters. It cannot work. When those meetings are being chaired by the president himself, the party leader, in essence, he's calling the president a peace body. He's calling the president a conman because he's the one who has chaired those meetings. You cannot turn around and say, at Murate, it has been taken by Murate. No. He was directly attacking his boss. So to me, and for the peace and tranquility of our country, the sooner they agree, oh, gentlemen, we started this thing, it cannot work. I'm after creating my legacy, and you are after 2022. Go for 2022, and I wish you very well. That is how civil men do things. You don't turn around. Because he spoke all the rights. See the role he played in 2007 elections.
Yes, and the way he was.
Yeah, how he was fighting in KCC. He was literally ready to fight, and he's denying today.
He jumped on a table at some point, but
that is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So, as Dr. Masanga was trying to say, and as a chaplain, how I wish that I find him, I would need to counsel him. Something has gone wrong with our deputy president. And you may blame someone when his mentor is not mentally okay, and that's wrong, Miriam. We need to understand.
And yesterday when he was talking, he seemed quite, from the body language, I'm not an expert, but you could see a man who is really frustrated. You could see a man who is very angry from, even from his facial expressions. But he said, Karen, if you can hear me, I cannot leave Jubilee because I have invested too much to building that party. You can't just expect me to walk away. Karen.
Yes, Miriam, I can hear you. Well, before I even talk of him investing too much, as for the body language, you would agree with me that even when you're counseling somebody, you're talking to somebody, you can easily tell whether he's in agreement with you or he's against what you're saying by just looking at the face and the facial expression. So yes, we can tell that he's going through a lot. It shows clearly on the face, and I think he needs counseling. He needs to calm down. So much is happening. He could be doesn't know, but it's showing. It's clear. Face. It's very clear. And him talking of him investing so much, then if he has invested so much, he should work with the same. He should work with the same Jubilee he's talking about. If you've given out too much, and you cannot, you don't stand against it. You don't do that. If at all you feel that you have given too much enough for to leave, then you work with it, and you just don't walk away. You don't run away from your problems. If at all it's a problem, then you should sit there and work with Jubilee. The thing is, we have two kinds of leaders here. We have a leader whose focus is majorly on 2022. And we have another leader here whose focus is mainly on delivering to the people, making sure that he leaves a legacy, making sure that he works, he delivers. So if he cannot work on delivering, then he should simply do what people are asking him to do.
Yeah. All right, and we shall talk about his response to when he was asked about the need, because President Uhuru Kenyatta the other day said there's a need for us to review our constitution. We shall look at his response. But before we get there, Doctor, this is what he's quoted as saying. The mistake KANU made is that they found themselves with more people outside with the kind of investment you have put in Jubilee. It will be tragic if we lose on the ideals. The biggest loser will be President Kenyatta and me. So when he said KANU, before KANU knew it, there are more people outside of KANU than there were inside. What are you reading there between the lines? What was President DP the message he was trying to give there to the president, if at all?
Miriam, two things came in my mind this morning. Robert Greene, Laws and the Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 11. Chapter 28, verse 11 says, verse 1, sorry. It summarizes everything that you saw yesterday. The proverb is my best book that I read every time. I don't know what your best book, apart from St. Luke. My other book is Proverbs. And I read it at exactly 3:27. 3:27 at 9 a.m. Some of you might be in the Mediterranean Sea or Atlantic coming back. But I am there reading. So after sleeping a bit, after watching the DP's show, I got a very nice verse. I just opened the Bible like this video. That's how I do my Bible. And it came to Proverb 28, verse 1. It says, guilty criminals experience paranoia even though no one threatens them.
What verse is that again? I need to Google that. Doctor.
Guilty criminals experience paranoia even though no one threatens them. But the innocent lovers of God, because of righteousness, will have the boldness of a young, ferocious lion. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 1, and then you go down. Then I looked at, as a person who studied both divinity and politics, and being a staunch Anglican who has read the Bible for 55 years, because I must have started understanding the Bible at the age of 10. So the 55 I've been right. I was baptized, then confirmed again at the age of 20 something. I was confirmed. Now, I looked at the law, Robert Greene's law, number 4 of Robert Greene.
The 48.
What does the law say? The 48 laws. It says, always say less than necessary. When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. Even if you are saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended. And that word, Miriam can read it. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more you are likely to say something very foolish. Sindio, Prof, Miriam,
True.
Karen.
Yes.
Then lastly, I said, when you have talents, like the deputy president has talent, and by the way, let's be very honest, I like this guy. He has a talent.
I will not ask what kind, but go ahead.
No, you will ask later, but oh my God. When you have talent, when you show yourself to the world and display your talents, you naturally stir all kinds of resentment, envy, and other manifestations of insecurity. You can spend your life worrying about the petty feelings of others. I swear that is correct. And those are the two things which made me to say there are two things that molded me. No revenge. When I arrived in London in 1987, I found myself working after the first day bread burning in my hands. And I ran out of the factory because my hands were blistered. Miriam, they gave me a job in the bread factory. But the bread came over me, beyond me. Look, the bread, Elijah apple. So the machine was bumping bread, and I was putting bread in the box. Kumbe, the gloves had gone, and the bread started burning me without knowing. So when I looked like this, I saw my hands blistered. I left the bread to run, even to fall on the floor. The Canadian man came to me and said, "You are very stupid." Used so many words which I cannot use here now. What type of African are you? I said, "My friend, thank you very much. What did I come here? I'm working for how much? 560 pounds per hour. 560 per hour. This is it. These are your gloves. You know what? I got them like this. These are your gloves. I've gone. I walked out of the factory. All these black people were laughing at me. I walked out. Crying now. You know now, this now, the first job, I was only about 4 days old in London. And they called me. You know those jobs they used to call in London those days. Not like now, you have to look and look and look. They call you, come, they send even a car. So when I was walking across Croydon, my city, going back to my room, which the council has given me as a refugee home, one tall man, Muzungu, stopped. He was walking. Then he said, "Where do you come from?" I said, "I come from a place called Uganda." "Ah, near Kenya, Mombasa." I said, "Yes, Uganda is ahead." "Oh, yeah. Where are you going?" I said, "I am going." "Miriam, don't worry about the other shift. Let's talk. They don't even break this. Let's go on. And I finish and I go on Friday. This is enough." The Muzungu was from New Zealand, Wellington. He said, "You come to my office. I am going to the office down here." Hey, God is great.
Amen.
This is a man who had been living, crying. Very shortly, I was beginning to say, what does the Muzungu want? Maybe he wants to kill me. Because by then, in that area where I live, Croydon, they were very, if the black man is seen there, it's like it's very serious. They look like this. Ah, hey, how does this one look like? The man took me to his office. To cut the long story short, in the office, I found a man from Ireland, Northern Ireland. He's called Ian. Up to today, I don't forget the name. Ian said, "Oh, you're from where?" "Uganda." "Oh, yeah, Uganda is a very good place. Don't worry. What are you? Do you have contacts in Nairobi?" I said, "I have. I have contacts. Nairobi is where I came. Please, I have contacts." I made contacts. They said, "Don't now look here. Where do you stay?" I say, "I stay in Nobre." "Go and bring a desk. This is your desk." Huh? I was, honestly, "This is your desk. Sit here." By then, typewriters, you know, this brother typewriters were on the market in Nairobi. There was no computer. There was nothing. They say, "We want to see." The Irish guy says he is very much willing even to fly tomorrow. He went to the bank and drew 30,000 pounds. He went and bought typewriters, like 500 typewriters. Hey. So my role was only to connect to the right person in Nairobi, the Muzungu, to go and fly and arrive in Nairobi. Let me tell you, in a nutshell, my brothers, my sister, and a brother. I got a job. Free on board. The first job in that office. In a place called Norwood. I started where? Now I went to look for those tie and the waker. I was very slender, very handsome. Not like now with this, I have eaten a lot of, some chips came from nowhere. I don't know. I did not even eat chips, but the body just like me came. But I was handsome, tall, slender. When I walk like this, you can say, hello, can I just greet you? I got a job, and my people, from that day, I learned what Britain is. So, these 2 paragraphs in my statement, you can check where you belong. Robert Greene says, the laws say, trust, respect your boss. Don't say too much, say little. But when you expect your talent, when you have special talent, so many people will want to know that talent. So I quoted very nicely and I left it. This gentleman is my brother, is my friend, is my younger man, my younger friend. I stood for the deputy president and Ocampo 6 without knowing them. I want to say and plead here, there's need for reconciliation. There's need for reconciliation in this country. There is need. If you don't want to reconcile, then you are the one going to cause problems. Listen to elders, listen to advice, listen to people. Don't listen to yourself. Okay? Listen to people, redemption, reconciliation. Deputy President, my brother, you want me to cry tears for you? When I sold my car to go to ICC to defend you, I did not know you. Why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this? I did not know. I went. Netherlands, the Holland police arrested me. They said I had kidnapped John Jomue because of your Article 68. John Jomue surfaced in Nairobi, is still alive, still drinking and sleeping on the road. I was arrested for nothing. So I defended people. That's why I'm here. I have also a share to talk because I defended them. Kenyans wanted you to be in jail. Kenyans wanted you to go to jail for life. But you woke up and gave and rewarded the same Kenyans. Like Moses Kuria, who brought witnesses to fix you. Mr. Deputy President, you have given him huge money. You will see how they will turn on you. You are on your own. The state you are in yesterday is very worrying. I am older than you by 15 years. It's a very worrying state. If you had agreed for me to come and train you as a son, I could talk to you as a son. If I see Pade operating like this, I could call him. Say, Pade, why are you doing this? You are about to commit suicide. Suicide case. The chaplain is here, will tell you. The signs are very dangerous signs. Now you see the story coming from inside there. Somebody has leaked it already. It is making headline already here. That exchange of words. So let me tell you, the deputy president is politically a power man. He has good politics. He's an orator. Give him a credit.
So those are his talents, the ones you are talking about.
Yes, he's a talent. Yes. But he has got anger. And he has got that spirit of fighting, like Okonkwo. Yeah. You are not Okonkwo. You are not Okonkwo. Safeguard the family first. You are not Okonkwo to die for everybody. Hey, cool down. The president has never said anyone, talk to your boss. Discuss these things. Make a formidable party, the party that I like. I don't care now. For me, anything can happen to me. Yes, but I produced 8 good children. They will remain here as a symbol. They are grown. They are intelligent. That was the fight I wanted. I've come from a bad background. We want a united Kenya. Uhuru Kenyatta is talking of a united Kenya, not a disunited, disjointed Kenya. Don't get annoyed with me. I have never come to your office for coffee or 1 shilling. Never. Neither have I gone to President Uhuru State House for a shilling. No. No. In Africa, I have one of my children is related to one first family in Africa. But I don't go around boasting myself because they never married me. They married my daughter, not me. Umesikia hiyo? Have I ever told anybody that if it was another person, he would get the whole village, let's go and do business there. But me, I'm a Mugisu, I can't be married by, you have married my daughter, you molest my daughter, then you want to molest me also. Unapiga vika my daughter, then you want to piga mimi. Hapana, you have not married me. Some of my grandchildren talk Portuguese. Portuguese. Which I don't even, I have to say, please, can you cool down? What is that word? That is what a man should be. I am a happy man. But resilience and the listening and the courage, listening to others, Miriam, pays you.
Amen.
Don't listen to yourself only. The biggest problem with the deputy president is that he listens to himself only. Yes, before you finish the sentence, he says, yes, I know. Yeah? So let me go away.
Okay, now, Doc, listen to me. Even because the important things, Doctor, that we've been wanting to hear a deputy president, address that are important, and we've seen President Uhuru Kenyatta pursue that sort of deputy president has not been very forthright about it. So yesterday's interview, I think, was very important in the sense that we were able to at least understand what is it that he thinks about some of these important issues, like that of the constitutional change that President Uhuru Kenyatta has been on the forefront to pushing for, together with Raila and other other leaders in this country. But this is what DP Ruto answered when he was asked. He said, this constitution change pushes from leaders, not from the people. The people are more concerned about their daily living. Jubilee had no policy position. Maybe when the BBI document is released, we may tell the people that this is also a priority. So what I got from that interview, he said Jubilee was never asked any questions. Nobody consulted with Jubilee, and Jubilee never gave its position to the BBI team. Is he being honest when he's a professor?
Miriam, Dr. Masanga has said that the deputy president speaks to himself. Let me just have this to say, I was privy in the No campaign in 2010. Before I was persuaded, and a wise man changes his mind. I was persuaded that the 80% is okay. We can come to deal with the 20% later. And in fact, those proponents of No campaign of 2010, this was our perfect moment to address that we did not address. Miriam, he has pardoned. And let me tell you this, the changing of the constitution has got nothing to do with the party. That's what it should be. There was nobody who was going to come and say, Jubilee, come and give your views. You can see where is standing, what is he thinking. He's not with the president. He doesn't want to change the constitution. So where if you are not for it, who could ask you? Let me tell you that Kenyans, both Jubilee and for ODM, NAK Kenya, Waiba, name them, Chama cha Mashinani and all of them, for the Kenya ANC, they have given views because parties are composed of Kenyans. So it doesn't matter whether the party gives us position, but the people of Kenya have given their views. Let me just say, as Dr. Masang was trying to say, that the deputy president has broken quite a number of the 48 rules of power. Rule number 19, for instance, which says, do not offend the wrong person. The deputy president is wronging the president. The president is after his records. And you are not supporting it. You are his deputy. See what you are doing to yourself.
It appears President Uhuru Kenyatta is the one who is following these 48 rules of power. But
no, listen to me. Rule number 41, avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. He admitted that in 2013 that he was behaving as if he was a co-president. Those were the mistakes he did. And see the kind of problem he has found himself. Very, very much disturbed and frustrated. Rule number 47, do not go past the mark you aimed for. He has gone. In Victor, run when to stop. It is high time now, Miriam. Free advice. Those who listen, you hear more and you learn more. Go back, tell Mr. President, because Dr. Masanga has talked about forgiveness and reconciliation. Reconcile with the president. Support him with these 2 years to realize his 4 agendas for the people of Kenya. He creates his legacy. That one you never know. 2022 might be so bright for you. But as it is now, Miriam, the president is saying the constitution, we have to revisit the constitution and the time is now. And then Miriam, you say from your right sense, you are his principal assistant, you are his deputy, and you say you are not supporting it. And Kenyans are so much concerned about food. He was asking, what do you mean by the winner take it all? You know how he jangled. He fumbled around. And we are saying the winner take it all. The 2 tribes, predominant tribes in this country, they can come together and they can take everything. See the kind of appointment they have been making. Say from Uhuru's appointment, he could remember that there are some people from Kisii, there are some people from Nyanza, there are some people from Western, there are some people from Ukambani. Look at this appointment where he was getting from. That's why we are saying that we want to expand the table. And have the people of Kenya say that they are also part of this country. The perception that the people are not part of this country will cause problem, Miriam, and this is what we want to cure. We want everyone to feel is a Kenyan. So when the mood of Kenyan here is, and the expert of constitution says after 10 years, we take audit, and he doesn't want to take audit. Is he honest? Is he honest? That is the starting point. You need to, you know, when he jumbled around, you heard him say that the only challenge he sees in the constitution is the two-thirds gender rule. And we were saying the other day here is after pushing it so that it may corrupt the government and find himself going for an election, thinks that he can win. Let us, I have said here, Miriam, and I will continue saying it, we need a honest conversation. And if this country that we have to move forward, there is no point leaving anyone behind, including him. We are brothers and sisters. God designed that Kenya belongs to us. Let us sit together. Even in Isaiah chapter 1, verse 18, God said, oh, come, and we listen together. So this is the time for listening. Let us look at our constitution. Let us see what has worked. It is not like now you castigate you castigate the prime minister. When you even want to deny that he did not win 2007, when you were there fighting very hard, you deny. You deny. He has said, be it as it may, the country is bigger than all of us. Mr. President, let us see what we can do. He has identified this. Why can't he go to them and say, I have also one of the 10 agendas that I want you to put in? That is what you do as a civil person of wanting your country to move forward. So on this, Miriam, the deputy president is not honest, is not supporting the president, and my recommendation here is get out of government, go and concentrate for 2022, and leave the president to do something for 2 years to create his legacy.
All right, very well. Prof, there you're saying Isaiah says, come now, let us reason together. But Karen, we've seen President Uhuru Kenyatta has been pushing for a change of the constitution that is pegged on now the BBI process and very fundamental issues there that he feels should be addressed in our constitution to enable a more cohesive and united Kenya moving forward. But his deputy seems to be thinking very differently. Now, the constitution is a very fundamental thing there. So the fact that they're not even reading from the same page, they're not thinking the same way, this should be enough reason for them to part ways. If you cannot agree on such a fundamental thing, I mean, why are you still there? Karen. All right, Karen is not there. Doctor. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Let me come in here. The situation.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, Karen is back. Right, Karen. I mean, the constitution is very fundamental.
Still hanging there, despite the fact that they're not on the same page, is still. Yes, Miriam. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Karen. I had asked about the different positions that the president and his deputy has in regards to the change of the constitution, while President Uhuru Kenyatta is seeking for some change in line with the BBI, included some things there that I think will be more befitting in terms of uniting the country and addressing the issues of corruption and divisive politics and all that. But his deputy is thinking, no, Kenyans right now are hungry. Kenyans right now is not a priority. So they're not agreeing. And when it comes to the constitution, this is something really fundamental. So if you're not agreeing in the most fundamental of things, that being the constitution, why are we even still in the same house?
Miriam, yesterday I wrote, she's gone again.
All right, I think she's having a problem with her signal there. Go ahead.
There is an African proverb that says two bulls cannot live in one crowd.
They can't. Apparently now we see that.
This stage has reached a point where the president is a bull, the deputy is a bull. I don't see any much difference going forward. With this pandemic, I see a danger of state of despondency being planted in the population of Kenya. And that state of despondency of buying sympathy, like Zakaria, who was a tax collector.
Zacchaeus.
And very short. But he wanted to buy sympathy by climbing on a tree, and the people assisted him to climb on a tree. Then Jesus said, there's something happening. Someone is trying to see me. That's the state where we are. Money has disappeared. The Mororo Dam money gone. COVID-1 is gone. It's also going. Now stories are coming. Other projects, money gone. Others gone. People have money. You know, for us, we are crying for 100,000 or 10,000 or even 5. But most of these guys near there are not, they have no cry for money bwana. Where ingia kama unafungua bao na wapata wanagonga. You are on the first bottle, they have taken 5. You are done. You know, a man, the worst thing in Africa is for somebody to come and snatch your girlfriend when you are poor. Haki ya Mungu. It's better, it's not just your watch, but not the girlfriend. Because that could be the only last life you have. Sindio bwana Champlain, that's all you have. Mtu anaweza anachukua, surely. You have liked each other. And you look at, you know, the way you ulimpenda, mtu anakuja anamchukua. The manners, you will never have them back again. And you are very poor though. If you have more money, you can go and also say, I'm going to the, inaenda coast, itapata mjini. But if you are poor, and someone takes your house, let them take a car. They can steal the car. You will go and say insurance will pay. But a lady, part of the problems that happen in Africa spring from you ladies. My country is divided because of that. You know it, Miriam. Don't want to say it much here. It's divided. When you go back, you are poor, and then you sit down and think, oh my God. You say, God, where am I going to have even, and you know, life these days among you younger generation. One who has taken I'm now, don't forget that I'm still on the topic of 2 elf bulls in the same crowd. Usifikiri meanguka au inanipitia pale fulani. Napitia huko Eldoret, nirudi Kibungoma ndio nikuje. To deliver the point. So the situation as we stand now, someone sees the girlfriend is going to be snatched away in 2022. Actually, when you look at the petty fight between the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, and the Deputy President, it is like as if they met on something that they have never told us. When you mention Raila Odinga's name to the Deputy President, it becomes sour. You saw the way yesterday when Ageo was, he said, I know you have come here to get information. You know that. He had already hated Ageo because Ageo is from Nyarugunga. From Nyarugunga. You know, everybody from Nyarugunga, they have the same eyes. Very decent eyes. Very good. So Ageo was showing innocent eyes. The deputy saw through the eyes. Said, well, I know you have just come here to get information, Bwana. Come to the point. The man said, no, but these are the things, you know? So, Miriam, two bulls cannot stay in one crowd. I also support the professor that let's do some background dialogue. And then whether we can find a modus operandi of what they call exit strategy.
Oh, yes.
Of saving a situation in Kenya. There is no moment like now when Kenya needs mediation. Because if you throw the BBI now, this guy is going to run into the masses and cause a state of despondence. Kenya will be divided like in 2005. A state of despondence. So strategically, if I were the President Uhuru Kenyatta strategist, which I'm not, although some people assume I am, which is a high post, I cannot get it. It's beyond me. That if I were given I would first of all cool this temperature before starting reggae. Because Raila Odinga said yesterday, reggae is going to start. Let's cool this temperature, kwanza. One way, two exit strategy. Either the boss, number two, declares his own party or goes back to work with the boss. Then you can sell the BBI. Otherwise, the BBI is not sellable. Am I right? Do you see the danger? Professor, do you see the danger that I've seen?
Yeah, I see it that way. You are 100% correct, but me, Dr. Masanga have said that we need a honest conversation, an honest engagement. In any event, tell me one single thing you have stood for in this country. One, which can be remembered by the people of Kenya for posterity. He opposed the constitution. So do you expect him again to support it? What does he have to support it? The two things you have said there, let them just be applied. Let us use mediation. But there's a time also, thank God President Uhuru sometimes is not to me. Me, I will even fight him in public. I will hammer him. Because I want to live a united country for the better of him and is putting toward this direction. But let us not that way. Let us not go that way. What we are trying to say, let us use that methodology and see whether we can unite the country. You are so right.
All right. So yesterday,
because he has already assembled troops. He has already assembled them, and it's ready.
And yesterday, I think you brought up a very interesting, conversation there, and the Twitter was really flaring there. So the DP added that those participating in elections must be Democrats who do not cause conflict by not accepting the outcome of elections. And I remember Joe Ageo pressing him over the 2007 elections. At that time, he was working with the Honorable Raila Odinga there, and he was one of the troops there from ODM that were very adamant that the elections were stolen. So when he was being pressed on that, I think he did not like it at all. Matter of fact, he said, Ageo, I thought you came here for us to talk about the Constitution 10 years on. Why is this even a conversation? But, so how do you make of, the change of tune? And then we go to our next conversation.
Miriam, let me just tell you, those who don't learn from history are condemned to repeat it. History you cannot delete or erase. History is history. I have my history, you have yours, Dr. Masanga has his. So this is one man who we know his history. He was a YK operative. He became an MP for Eldoret North 1997. He was with Uhuru 2007, 2002, with Raila with this one. He's a man who is thirsty with power, for power. And you can see it. Even 2007, he was a young man. The likes of Musalia Mudavadi were there, everybody was there. Even Raila himself, whose victory was stolen. Did you see him becoming so bitter against others? So Miriam, he has his history, and Kenyans will look at his history and they can be able to predict where he is and where he's going.
All right. And on
he's not I am persuaded even one person to tell me why I should support him. When it comes to fighting for social justice for this country, for taking this country forward, he has got an opportunity to build himself out of this country. The future generation cannot remember you. When you see like you see the Prime Minister, Miriam, see where he has come from. See the democratic space he has fought for, he has stood for. He has gone to detention. He has gone to exile. He has come. He has won an election. His victory has been stolen. He has stood that we have this constitution. The 2010 constitution was designed in a way so that the Prime Minister refuses it. But he says, Katiba ni sasa, kama sio sasa, ni sasa hivi. And that's why we are having those kind of even the devolution money which is being stolen. So the Prime Minister has stood for something. Tell me, the one who is saying that he doesn't see anything in the Constitution which need to be changed. Is he someone who can be trusted in? Is somebody who can be trusted in? That's the question I'm asking you. He doesn't see the Constitution. It is only 10 years. He was walking around, hovering around the country to tell the people don't vote for this Constitution because of A, B, C, D. Here is an opportunity which has come for us to correct, and you don't want. I think God must have bewitched some people in this country. There's someone who has bewitched the people in this country.
All right, very well. And on corruption.
And they need prayers.
Ruto, that scandal in Kemsa, he said corruption is a matter we and Uhuru wanted to be handled differently. We wanted to make independent institutions work. Criminal prosecution cannot be done in the media. And we've seen, he was pressed over that, over how in the past he's responded to IEACC, DCI, and DPP and all that. And he said the DPP, the calls the EACC don't work under instructions. I was against the DCI sensationalization of the investigations. I think he was referring to, because he was asked the question, President Uhuru Kenyatta has ordered for those investigations to be carried out within 21 days. That is when he said these people do not work under the instruction of anybody, including the president there. But also quite interesting, at a change of tune, that he was also pressed to respond to that. Corruption, and how right now, of course, he's been on the forefront of calling out NASA and ODM, especially in regards to this Kemsa scandal. And he's saying him and President Uhuru Kenyatta, they were to fight corruption differently and to stop sensationalizing corruption, because it gets lost when you politicize it so much and you sensationalize it so much in the media. It's sort of it's not very good. Is that not he's been doing? By these tweets he's been tweeting, has he not been part of the people who has been sensationalizing this KEMSA scandal? But he said that is not what should be done yesterday. So I was a bit confused, Doctor. I don't know what you make of that, even as we move to the next topic.
No, we continue with the same topic.
Okay.
We don't need to break. Let's move. And just introduce the next topic.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
Yeah, but now, on corruption, who is corrupt? And who is corrupt? The man says there was no money lost. Cameroon and Emerald, the bank guarantees are available. Come and get the bank, bring us the bank guarantee now. Decent people in decent community, decent civilized institutions, by now they should have a bank guarantee published on a newspaper, isn't it? That the money has come back. Has that money come back?
No.
Will you ever see a dam in there?
No. Unless we dip the budget again.
So we shall have to budget for more money. That money is gone. That Muzungu has fleeced so many countries in the world. So many people in the world fleeced the government of Nepal, the government of South Africa. Sasa wewe government ya Kenya hapa utaweza hiyo pesa wameiba, it is gone. So corruption is real, but corruption must be investigated. That's what the president said. Let's not lump even him. We should not fix him because we don't have evidence. Let's have evidence first. If the evidence points to the DP, then his name will be mentioned. He's going to be charged. But not so far. Everybody fears to talk his name. Even if some people talk about the name in the toilet. Hey, in the toilet, you end up for toilet. You wait outside that queue, think someone is singing, thinking is singing something. Kumbe is just whispering to the other about his name. Oh, you know, it's the deputy president. People fear. Hey, you didn't know. People fear. So, corruption should not be fought. He had a point there. That let's not sensationalize. But he himself sensationalized. He even went as far as attacking the DCI. Yesterday he attacked the DCI again. He hates the DCI. He said they put his office on TV. But he said it was not him, it was somebody. He is my friend. He's what? If they have found him, let them deal with him. Don't make a statement. That's why I said, get some mature people to advise. Another problem that I've seen with our DP, our good friend, the DP, is he has got boys delinquencies. Is it called delinquency?
Delinquents.
Yes, delinquency like a tumbi, a delinquent. Ogunto ogutagenda ku ssomero. Tegunaba kugenda ku ssomero. Tegunaba kusoma n'oguwa omulimo. And there are so many people who can do better work. I'm meaning that in my language. In Uganda. Since the Kabaka is here, it's better to speak so that he knows he was my friend. He's my great friend.
Yeah, and he's the friend to Raila as well. I saw that the other day.
Yes,
they met.
He knows me.
I don't know what that means, but...
But tomorrow, I'm going to see him officially. Officially. Because we used to sell double glass windows together in London. You know, when double glass windows had just arrived, you need to go to the door and knock on the door and sell 2 windows, 5. You survive. So we used to sell the windows together, and after that, we settled for a drink in the Crystal Palace Hotel. Yes, tumetoka mbali. Hey, woo. Tunatoka mbali. Kama unaona mtu anakula vitu yake, wacha akule mia. Kama unaona mtu anapenda mtu macho, wacha apende. Muache. Some of us could look at these good things like that. Then you even die. You want to commit suicide. You can't get it. You know, when you are in those circumstances, the more you are in those circumstances, the more good things come. All of you have noticed. But when you have the money, those good things disappear, even become so stingy, very difficult. They disappear, kabisa. So I and the Kabaka, we were in very terrible situation until the Kabaka returned to Uganda. He's my friend. He doesn't need to say, who is this? No, we used to drink and share. Whatever little we had after selling the double glass windows and the doors. And you go and knock on the Mzungu's door. He doesn't open. He allows the dog to come out to welcome you. Whoa, whoa. Miriam, it is a Friday. Don't hold us here too much. Just the other topic, we can tackle it on Monday with facts. I am just begging, since this is Friday, we just allow, I can see Malindi looking at the ocean.
Oh, she's so lagged. Yes, she had a problem.
She's tired. You know, she doesn't know the trouble I'm having here. The type of messages I'm receiving here are so deadly, Miriam, I will tell you. It's very bad news. So, and I hope the general manager protects her number because it is serious. So, I can see her looking at the ocean, and I can see Professor preparing for tomorrow's sermon. So I would like to propose, Madam, if seconded, that aware of the circumstances,
it's okay,
that having been a very good Friday where we were debating emotion in favor of the unity of purpose, I beg to move that we unite on this motion and vote that we make our last remarks and suspend the other topic until Monday morning when we can be able with new developments, because there are people who would like to fly, to get a plane to fly to Mombasa. Some of us might be going that direction. Some people are going towards Malaba. Some of us are going to Kisumu. There's a few things that we want to do in Kisumu. You know, also since we are rejected in Nairobi, let's go to the origin.
All right, very well, thank you so much. So in light of everything else that we've talked about today, Karen, your last submissions there.
Okay, my last submission I'm sorry, I really apologize for what happened earlier on.
That's okay, don't worry. Yeah.
Yes, so much is going on in the country so far, and how I wish that our leaders will focus on delivering services and not this succession thing, because the way it's going, it's like everything revolves around 2022 and we're forgetting that we have services to deliver, and then we cannot focus much on it for now, for the time being, because the present is still there. You know, you talk of succession when the seat is vacant. I mean, it's vacant, but then he's still there. So it doesn't give a good picture. We should focus on delivering services to the people and unite Kenyans in whatever it is that we're doing. And as for the constitution, yes, there are areas that need to be amended. There are so many areas that need to be amended. And there are people who are against it being amended. They are also correct. You know, they have a right to say that or to think of it that way. But then there are so many things that are wrong, and this is the time we can make those changes right now, because if we don't do that, it will affect us in the future, like what the president said some few days ago. So yes, that is it, Miriam, from Malindi. Karen Josephs, back to you.
Right, Karen, thank you so much, and enjoy your weekend and the good sunshine over there. Professor, your last submissions in line to everything else we talked about today.
Concluding remarks are this: the king was naked, and the people, sycophants, those who will not help him, were telling him he was wearing a black suit and he was naked. To the deputy president, what we are telling you, others will not tell you. Go and search your soul. Go back to your boss. I know President Uhuru is a fine guy. You can be able to reconcile. Support him the 2 years remaining so that he accomplishes his legacy. Go and mend fences with even the Prime Minister. You have worked together. He made you his Minister for Agriculture. He believed in you. So that we don't have this unnecessary tension. If you feel that there's nothing in the Constitution to be changed, and I like you said, according to you, you don't know, you are waiting. I hope you are honest saying that you are waiting to see what they are bringing, and if it is something good, you can support. We want this country to move forward for future generations. I heard you define the Constitution very well. It is a social contract between those who are governed and those who are governed. We want to take this country forward. We want to fight corruption. Don't have double standard. One day you said Governor Waititu was not stolen. The following day, Waititu was taken to court and charged and was kicked out of office, even impeached. Take your time to listen. Talk less. Respect your boss. You will go far. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I don't know if that advice comes in a bit too late, but it's never too late. So if at all the deputy president there is listening, or, he has his own strategy on how perhaps he's, the end justifies the means, maybe, I don't know. But thank you so much, Professor Jared Onyari. Thank you so much, sir, for your time today. Enjoy your weekend. Doctor, close it for us.
Thank you very much. Kwame Nkrumah in 1960 told Patrice Lumumba that leave sleeping dogs lie. Continue with the struggle, be moderate, listen to people, and listen to advice. Patrice Lumumba said, no, I have to fight the Belgians. They had to leave. Nkrumah said, do you know why my country is called Gold Coast, which is the current Ghana? How long did they fight so hard to change it to Ghana? Most of you younger generation don't know that Ghana was called Gold Coast. Why was it called Gold Coast? It's because of the Ashanti Kingdom, where the kings wear this type of material that I'm wearing today. This one on the arms. Whenever the ships could anchor around that, you could smell gold. That Captain Lugard and others who had the British East African trading and African trading companies named it Gold Coast. So when Nkrumah told Patrice Lumumba to leave lying dogs, sleeping dogs lie, don't wake them up, that was a very good advice. Professor has given a very good advice. But I want to add, why don't you leave sleeping dogs lie by sleeping dogs lie by leaving them to lie? Why do you awaken them too early? Why don't you sit down and think, help President Uhuru Kenyatta to finish his legacy? Go back and become the best worker, the best motivator. Because him and me, we are both conflict resolution experts. He has already now gone on another end. If we are mediating for rebels, I have to stand on this other end so that we remove the chaff that is in the middle. We want to take out that enmity. Is that possible? Do you want to leave, or do you want to repent and come back and work and agree to unify this country? You see the point I'm coming from, Miriam? Because I saw you raising your, I know you now, everything. Any movement of eyes, I know that I've now annoyed her. You know, everything, even the laughter alone, I know you. So, so I saw it. Now, we are trying to find national unity. But when you're finding national unity, do you destroy unity?
You enhance it.
You enhance it. Therefore, you cannot find national unity when you have excluded one aspect or one tenet. Can I use better English? A tenet, an aspect is for primary school, tenet for some secondary school, a facet for university upper levels, a mortgage is for those who are beginning to learn science, like M7, with his science elections. Then you can't leave out a redemption strategy.
Yes, correct.
And leave one item called reconciliation. That's all where I was coming from. You cannot unite Kenya without those items. Therefore, unite with Kenyans. If you are uniting all Kenyans, unite the deputy president also. Together with Raila Odinga, then move on. Because now you cannot create and drop the bombshell of BBI. We have managed to dislocate Ekuro Ekot, who was caught with documents trying to buy signatures in order to make another bill, which could complicate Raila Odinga's reggae. Thank me at times, Miriam. There are certain things that I do which are very difficult. You saw me talking about stolen signatures. Someone was stealing signatures from IEBC. We dislocated that man. So now we need to unite Kenya. If we were uniting Kenya, Your Excellency President, sir, let's unite all Kenyans. And let's be open and put our program. Don't waste too much time. Put this thing to people. Don't allow somebody to poison the minds of the people. The speech of the Deputy President last night is poisonous. It's a snake which has been wounded and it can throw poison everywhere. Don't give it too much long time. You had us on COVID-19. You had us on curfew, Your Excellency. You had us on hotels. Your Excellency, I pleaded here on Tuesday morning, Tuesday evening, you hammered the hotel beer and our wines are back. Thank you, God, Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. After all, it was Jesus who turned the water into wine. It was not me. So if you are blaming those who drink, go and blame Jesus, not myself. I didn't turn any water into wine. No. I found the class struggle already here. Have you ever asked why Jesus went with a donkey to Jerusalem? Why didn't he walk on foot? Have you asked how many people who were coming by canoe from Galilee, the other side of the sea, to come and eat the food at Capernaum? What happened? Did they see Jesus? They saw the food, but not Jesus. There are some people here, Christians, shouting, oh, shout. What do you know divinity? What divinity do you know? What iko watu hapa wanatishatisha watu, oh, we know. You think you are the only ones who pray? We also pray. Maraga anatuambia he is praying, Maraga, my food. Praying what? We also pray. Who served? Did you know the people who came, Professor Nyali lastly? You know the Bible so well. The people who came to eat the 5,000 who were fed by 12 fish and 12 loaves, pieces of loaves. Did they see Jesus?
2 fish, 5 loaves.
Yes, Jesus had already gone. He was ahead. That's why we Africans were left on Tamaka Road, on Maram, and Britain has Tamak. It's very rare to find a Maram Road in Britain unless in a farm. And for us, we are on Maram today. Did you create a class struggle? Then you tell me you are equalizing money, that you shall be equal. Give the money to the people of Nairobi to enhance remove poverty, remove sickness. Don't tell me you are equalizing money with the people in Isiolo. The governor of Isiolo has given his son huge money with a Bentley. Do you have a Bentley? Governor Obado steals with children. Do you steal with your children? Why do you want to equalize with us, with people who steal with their children? Hey! Me, if I find one of my children stealing, I'm summarizing everything we have been doing this week now. Well, I pay your bail, but I'll not come to sympathize with you. If you are lucky, I will pay the bail. If not, I will even absent myself and say, I have disappeared in Indian Ocean. They ring this phone, Matanga, Muteja. If I find you have stolen, I am the first one to make a telephone call 9991 to police in London to take you home. Viewers, that is how bad I am. On the question of theft, the people of Kenya, there are people here with families who don't even have, between 60 children, they have 300 shillings in the house. Do you know why many people in Kenya have bodyguards? Allow them to walk on Kenyatta Avenue. Have you seen Matanga with a bodyguard? Because I can walk freely, but the people can't walk freely. Do you know, am I wrong, Mr. Miriam and Karen and Professor? I'm not wrong.
You're right.
There are some people MPs who cannot walk from Kenyatta Avenue to down GPO to Stanley. A crowd would be following, hello, pesa yetu. You know, me, I don't have anybody's pesa ya tender, akuna. Walai, sina, peti. I don't have, I'm sorry. I don't do tenders in this country. God bless me. Let me continue to suffer with my poverty. Africa knows what I do. The 6 gentlemen made me lose my job in Sky News, which was earning me huge money. But I've never gone to the offices to ask for a favor. In fact, Ruto can even bang the door, bang me in the face here with the door. He has never even said thank you to me. It pains me so much that he has said thank you to Kuria, who bought witnesses to fix him and gave Kuria money, but he never came to say thank you to Matanga, who was dying with NGOs of Africa, Gladwell Otieno. But the history is not yet finished. You might need me tomorrow again. Those who hated Hitler are still hating him today, but they need Hitler. Some people even think, I wish he was here in Africa to sweep some of these people. Those who hated me when I was fighting Museveni, now call me quietly. Are you Dr. Matanga? Yes. Please, are you considering, I said, if you talk about Uganda politics, switch off your phone and never call me. I block. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Uganda politics on my telephone. This number here. Don't ever. You know why? You used to call me a very bad man. When I was beating the snake, you said I was very bad. I had finished this snake. Now you see. Let it eat you. God bless. Thank you very much, Karen from Malindi. I want to thank you very much. Enjoy your sunshine. I can see I've held you for 3 hours. Don't worry, you are bubbly. You go out and enjoy it. And Miriam, thank you very much. It's cold, the weather in Nairobi. Professor, thank you very much. Our viewers and everybody who has been here, we have not been able. Today I've seen very new viewers, very many of them. Sadonio Givandas from Maputo in Mozambique, thank you very much. Charles Aguanda, my son, thank you very much. Very much. Is one of, when you have somebody, your employee, who has left you and is thanking you for the good work you have done, it means you never treated him badly. That is a good gesture. Some people don't see their employees after they have departed. When they find them, they want to jump through the car where they are traveling. But thank you very much, Charles. All the time you are in my prayers. When COVID-19 changes, I have an assignment for you. Somewhere in Mali. The new generals in Mali, they like my talk. Did you see me today, this morning, on Sky News and P+ TV? It was live on Sky News. The generals said, that is the boy. He can defend us. Max Clifford told me to defend the very dangerous people only. Don't defend the targets. Defend those. The men in Mali needed to be defended for 3 years in order to remove terrorists, kill them, all of them. We shall take strategy to kill the terrorists so that ISIS is finished.